Check, double check. Let me see if we're live. Check, double check. Yeah, we're live. Let me keep this phone here for the comments, if any comments. Thanks for watching again. Today we're going to do a live stream on the Volvo XC90, the first SUV that was built by Volvo. I think it was released in the early 2000s. Actually, it is not a very good car if I see the reviews. A lot of things can go wrong. The parts are quite expensive. But from an aesthetic point of view, I think it's a beautiful car. And we're going to see what the prices are. Back then, they had 5 cylinders, 6 cylinders, and even a Yamaha V8 for sale, which is quite spectacular. You still see them around in the Netherlands quite a lot. And that's why we're going to find out what the prices do. Just for all you viewers out there, I want to pitch an idea for this channel, because I've been seeing other reviews on the internet. They go really into depth, like where a car comes from. And as you know, in the past, I did a lot of Mercedes reviews. So let's say, for instance, the W201, the 190 Mercedes-Benz, where did this concept come from? Why was it produced? Why was it built? How was it built? Just the story behind the car, like that, like icons of cars. It requires me to do quite some research, but I do want to make those kind of videos because eventually I will run out of cars to review. Speaking of buying reviews, the last one I dropped in January, it's been quite hectic for me last couple of months. I just like what I said last live stream, but that's why I resort to live streaming right now, because otherwise, it's very difficult for me to put out content. This is live. I don't need to edit it. So for me, it's easier to put out a live stream than actually a fully scripted and edited video. That being said, think about the idea. I will also put it in the community. Just throw the question out there, how many people are interested in it, and I will make it happen. All right. Without any further ado, let's just move on to Volvo. XC90. So right at the bat here we have more than 1100 here in the Netherlands alone. And let's see, this is the cheapest one here is 1500 euros. The 2.9 T6, which is probably the 6-cylinder, 2004, so 20 years old now, for 1500. But you can't expect this to be a good car. You probably still need to put quite some money in it to make it worth it. But I think it's already totaled. You know. It's probably not worth it anymore. 2004, 20 years old. But you buy quite a lot of car. It's the T6 all-wheel drive, so it was quite expensive back in the day. Let's see how it looks. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, so wear and tear on the steering wheel, the leather, it's all kind of messed up. Doesn't have any error messages here going on. Or the early 2000s parrot system of the USB cables. Even the automatic gear knob is kind of worn down, which is, yeah, maybe somebody rest his hand on it. I don't know. Been in the Netherlands since January 2004. First year it already drive 50k in kilometers. 1.5 years, I should say, almost. Then it didn't drive anymore for a couple of months. Strange. But you see all the visits to the garage over the years. There's been quite a few times, and they say it's logical. Anything that they say regarding the car, they don't have anything to say about it. Okay, the T6 Let's see specifically what kind of engine it has. It is a 6-cylinder, 3-liter, well, almost 300 horsepower, which is quite nice actually. Is it a turbo? I think it's a turbo. I think that's what the T stands for. It hasn't been imported. It's a Dutch original car, which is always good. But we move on. This is an export. The 2.5-liter Summum. And Summum in Volvo speak is, you know, the highest trim level basically. So just comes out of the car wash. It's still wet. Nice. It's a lot of car for the money, but what do you expect? There's some things not very clean. You can give it a deep clean. This is the 5-cylinder, the 2.5-liter with a turbo, more than 200 horsepower. Car weighs about 2 tons. Yeah, let's move up a notch. I think for a nice example, I think you need to bring at least 10K. This is the D5. D5, the 2.5 liter, the 2.4 D5 is a really strong engine, really durable. This one has been driving here more than 400,000 kilometers, which is a testament to its strength, and they still ask almost 3.5K for it. But maybe this one is really good. Looks nice. The rims are a little bit not Volvo style, but not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see. Looks great in black. It is aged a bit, but at the same time, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. All-wheel drive, which is nice if you have to pull heavy stuff from the terrain, for instance. If you have to do that, yeah, the leather really ages horrible if you don't maintain it. Steering wheel, it's been used a lot, but 400,000 kilometers, come on. It's a diesel. It will probably even the leather here. It's been used. You can see that. Is that bad? No. 163 horsepower from a 5-cylinder diesel. It's imported in 2003 apparently, and it was built in 2003. So probably somebody imported it when it was brand new. I don't know why you would do that, but yeah, you can see it had a rough life. I mean, you can tell it's been it's been around the block a couple of times. 2003, it's 21 years old for diesel. These cars are now really bullied out of the big cities here. Nobody wants a Euro 3, 4 diesel no more in the big cities. So yeah, you can only drive it on the highway, and this one already has 400,000 kilometers on it. Maybe you can add another 200,000 kilometers on it, but you will have some costs on it. Again, these cars are not the best reliability wise, but the D5 itself, within itself, it's quite a bulletproof engine. So it could still be an option if you're looking to drive lots of kilometers for a short period of time, let's say 2-3 years. You could still consider this, but just know that Volvo parts are expensive. And these cars are old within itself, so also the age will add up to things being not that reliable no more. This is the XC90 with a 7-seat configuration. So if you have a big family, you could also, you can carry them all around here. This is also a D5, so also a diesel, and this been close to 400,000 kilometers. So, and again, another testament to the durability of these cars and the engine. Some scratches here. XC cross country. Yeah, not too bad. What do you expect from for this price point? You buy quite a lot of car, you do, but don't think it's gonna be bulletproof. Don't think it's gonna be without any hassle. Always something is gonna come up. He managed to drive 7 liters every 100 kilometers, which is quite okay. It's a diesel, yes, but still, it's a heavy car. The leather on these cars really doesn't age that well. But again, it's an old car, 2004, 20 years old. What do you expect? 20 winters, 20 summers. I mean, that's what you get. All right. Let's see. Let's move on a bit to where things are getting more and more interesting. These also a T6. Look at the kilometers, the mileages on these cars. I mean, above 300,000, close to 400,000. I mean, Volvos, they're durable cars. Doesn't mean that they're cheap. Would I pick this over an ML or an X5? Personally, I don't like SUVs. I don't understand the appeal. Yeah, maybe the seating position is great for visibility, but other than that, I think I'd rather have an estate car, a station wagon, over this. But that's my personal preference. Moving on. 2004, 6-speed. Not an Ocean Race. It's a special edition. 424,000 kilometers driven. It's a lot. It's a lot. Not bad. Leather still looks okay. 7-seater. I think these cars are also quite popular in the United States. In the Netherlands, they are quite popular, but 20 years afterwards, they've been exported or they just, they're already done for. 20 years is kind of reasonable. You still see them from time to time, but not that often anymore. It was quite a successful Volvo when they just SUVs for the last 20 years been very profitable for many car manufacturers. That's why Volvo also had to jump into this. And I think they did a pretty good job, comfortable seats, great engines, especially also the D5s. I mean, perfect family car. And also with the all-wheel drive package, I mean, you could still go inside the terrain if you had to. That's not bad. Let's see if we can skip this, get out of here. Color is not bad. Okay, we have to do this. Yes. Let's go to the most expensive one. So nowadays, the XC90 is a T8, which is, I think, a 4-cylinder 2-liter with a battery pack. But then the combined, the system power is 455 horsepower, which is of course a whole lot. They're also quite fast. And this is all updated to, what we see in an SUV nowadays. I like this generation XC90. I think the design is quite nice. I like it better than an X5 and maybe even an ML. It's a big car, but the design is typical Volvo of the present time, and I like it. It's a great alternative to a German car, I would say. The seats are still outstanding. Volvo is very good at that. It's well known that they're very good at it. Let me double check that. Check. Yeah, everything is going well. All right. Look at this, the stands. This is a nice car to drive lots of kilometers in and have the family and have groceries and whatever you want to bring all along. Let's see. So this is 7-seater. Well, you can lease this one. You can still lease this one. What does it cost? See, this is the price when it's new. 114K, which is a lot. But I want to know something about the engine. Doesn't say. 2 liter. Yeah, 2 liter, 4-cylinder. Recently, the last diesel that was produced by Volvo rolled off the production line. It was also an XC90, and it goes directly into the Volvo Museum in Gothenburg, Sweden. And Volvo now has officially stopped producing diesel engines. And the only engine configuration they have on sale right now is actually a 2 liter 4-cylinder. That's helped by an electro pack. So it's kind of a mild hybrid solution. It saves Volvo a lot of cost if they only have to produce one type of engine and do research and maybe give that engine another update based on the experience. But no longer 5 cylinders, no 6 cylinders, no more, no V8, no nothing. It's over with, which I think is sad. It's quite sad. Long range, ultimate dark. Look at the prices. That's crazy. See, they all have the same engine now. Let's see if we can go for a special one. Let's see if we can find a V8 with the Yamaha. Oh, don't say there's 40 of those in the Netherlands. That's great. That's T8. Hopefully I can find one. This is the 4.4 V8. Still 30K. My God, it's 19 years old. You got the V8 badge here on the front, which is actually, it's legit. And back then in 2005, they still put this engine in the car. Not sure how many horsepower it has, but we'll find it out. We don't have a license plate to look at. 30K almost. No, okay, 25K, almost 30K. It's a lot of money, but it's a special car. And they will never build a car like this no more. So if you really like this car, then why don't go for the top spec model? Especially if you don't drive a lot. If you do drive the car, yeah, it uses quite a lot of fuel, yes. But the V8 experience in a car like this, it must be really great. It must feel really great. Other than that, it's quite a boring car with the gray, and the rims are okay, but it's just nothing out of the ordinary. This is the highest spec model that you could buy of this car. No pictures of the of the engine. Let's see, V8 Yamaha Volvo, because this is how it looks. This is the specific engine. This is how it looked like. And it was a cooperation between Volvo and Yamaha. And let's see what is the output. Can we find that? Power output. Range between 300. I think it was 311 horsepower, but here you see 650. I don't know what that is. Yes. Let's go over what they had. The engines, the V8 all-wheel drive, the V8, yes. Yeah, it had 311 brake horsepower, which is plenty. More than 300 horsepower. Back in the days, that was quite a lot. And here it also says 315, yeah. 4.4 V8. And this one didn't have that much mileage on it no more. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of money, but what do you buy for 25K that gonna last quite a long time? Yamaha is always quite good in building engines. It's quite a rare engine, so maybe you might run into some problems down the road when it comes to parts or anything. I'm not really sure. You should do some research, but if you really want to go for a car like this, then do your research and go for the V8. Yeah. That would be my advice. Here, multiple V8s. 2006. This is already the facelift version, I think. Or is it still it's still the first generation, but it had the facelift, yeah. Different headlight units, I see that. Nice with the wood. Nice steering wheel. Nice ambiance. 22K almost. Audio system. I mean, this is a great long distance cruiser. You have a very great seats. You have a nice engine, which is probably quite torquey. More than 300 horsepower. It's really nothing that it can't handle, you know? It looks nice. Too bad that it has a trailer hitch. Just too bad. But look at it. It's quite a nice car. Quite nice. Okay, we're moving on. Another Summon, 2004. Also looks quite nice in this configuration and this color. Also still almost close to 16K. V8 all-wheel drive. Yeah, this is definitely not an economical car, but yeah. If you don't drive a lot, it doesn't really matter. Every time you grab the car, it's just there and you enjoy it. But this would be great to take a long distance trip, even driving to Sweden, Norway, and just exploring the area there, even when it's in the middle of the winter. I mean, these cars are just built for it. All right, so this is all. This is even tuned, I think, by Heiko, which is a tuner of Volvo. Quite a lot of V8 for sale. I'm surprised. This is not the kind of car that the average Dutch person will buy because it's just too expensive. All right, let's see if we can find some T6s, which is the turbocharged 6 inline, I believe. 66, not bad. Okay, this is all not correct. It's all T8. Here we have, 2017. Let's see. Let's find a correct one. Here they say 2-liter T6. It's not a 6-cylinder. Let's see if we can find one. The 3.2 is a 6-cylinder, I believe. Here, close to 200,000 kilometers driven, 16K, there's still one for it. 2007, which is just as old as my own one, my own Volvo. But it looks alright, looks appropriate. Here, the 3.2, which is the 6-cylinder. Let's see what the power output is. 240 horsepower from a 3.2 6-cylinder. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, 7-seater. I mean, they don't build them like this no more. You can still enjoy a good car for many years if you want to. Yeah, they're not very cheap. They're not super reliable, but I think every time you sit in it in a good chair, you have place for 7 people. I mean, you're gonna just enjoy it. Let me double check one more time. When did this car? This was introduced, yeah, in 2003. Yeah. And it debuted on the North American International Auto Show. Not sure where that was, but somewhere in North America. Production began in August of 2002. Yeah, South Wales. It's just a nice, comfortable place to be. It's back in the early 2000s. I mean, this was a high-class, high-tech car. Nowadays, we look a little bit different at it, but yeah, at the one hand, it's a bit ugly. On the other hand, it's quite conservative styled. I mean, I do think it aged quite well. Um, but it's the type of car you don't look at twice. But when you drive it, and when you drive it in it for half a day or a day, you respect it more and more. I think it's a very good travel companion, actually. All right, we'll move on. The 3-liter T6. Here you have the T6 again. 2005. Yeah, I think you get the drill. There's quite a lot of these cars here for sale. More than 300,000 kilometers driven. Close to 9K, 2005, 19 years old. I mean, yeah, say what you want. I mean, you buy quite a lot of car for the money. And doesn't look bad. It has everything you want. I mean, if you drive to the south of Europe twice a year, once to go, to go skiing, and the other one, other time to go hiking or something else, and you take those trips, and sometimes you take a longer trip within Europe, and you need to drive it daily. I mean, it's a good car. It's a nice car. You will enjoy it. Yeah, it's not very economical. It might not be very reliable, but anyway, you buy a lot of car for the money nowadays in 2024. And I rather have this Volvo than I would have, for instance, a BMW from the same age, because BMW is also, yeah, when they drive well, they drive way better than a Volvo, definitely, but they don't last because suspension wise, chassis wise, engine wise, they're not as reliable as a Volvo. A Volvo might be a bit more boring, but it's like a private jet on wheels. That's how I look at it. So it's a different philosophy. Back then they already had the entertainment system built in. You can probably watch a DVD or something like that. You have your own onboard entertainment. Look at these captain chairs. I mean, it's a lot of space. Leather always starts to look a little bit dirty after so many years, but what do you expect? 19 years old. But this looks quite clean and fresh, and there's nothing wrong with it. Panoramic sunroof. It always adds to, more interior feeling, better lighting and everything. It's good. It's good. Yeah, it's just a little bit dirty here, but what do you expect? 300,000 kilometers. It just needs a good clean. This still looks okay and in shape. Leather's still okay, but those little grease things from people's hands, they just need to go. This looks aftermarket. I think it is aftermarket, but yeah, it usually upgrades all the possibilities that you have within the car. So I'm not too mad at it. I think you also have heated seats here. Yeah, heated and cooled seats, aircon, anything you want. Doesn't look that bad. It's not a dirty car. It's not been over the top used, but hey, 300,000 kilometers is a lot of kilometers. And you saw other cars they be able to drive 500. That still takes a while if you don't drive a lot. So again, I think there's still, to my knowledge, quite a lot of arguments to be made to buy a car like this in 2024. So, yeah, let's see if we can find one that is. Let's see. Summum. This one. It looks nice. All right, let's see. The T6. The mileages are just astronomical. Let's see if we can find one with the highest mileage, if we can find that one. Okay, so this is LPG, liquid petroleum gas. To the cost of the petrol diesel that needs to go through it can be brought down. A lot of these cars function quite well on gas instead of petrol, or diesel. So that could be an option. But this car already has driven almost 430,000 kilometers, which is a lot. And there's a reason that they're cheap. Probably the engine is already kind of worn out, or some issues already appear. Rust is not a very big issue on these cars. They're Volvos. I mean, they're built for very harsh winters. Let's see. Yeah, it's just dirty. It's used, and it's used quite a lot. I mean, you don't get that many miles for nothing. I mean, this car is just used what it's been used for, and that's just making lots of kilometers in great comfort. Leather looks all right. Looks like not a lot of people, or many people, have been sitting here on the back seat for lots of time. But overall, it has a dirty impression. I mean, why would you make pictures like this and put them on the internet if you want to sell a car? But it just gives an impression of, ooh, what is this? This looks dirty. Yeah. This car has been through a heavy life, or it's just been used since the car was born in 2003. Ooh, yeah. This car is heavy used. Maybe it still drives, maybe it doesn't. This is bad. This looks like water has been entered the cabin or something. It doesn't look that good. But I would never go for the cheapest or the highest mileage one, and not with cars like this. I mean, let's say, for instance, that we go for a car that is 10K, what we said earlier. Let's see what we can buy for 10K. Okay, that's just for... So 230, not even. A 6-cylinder. And this is 2004. Yeah, it is 20 years old, definitely. But this is what you buy for 10K. A little bit over 10K. I think that's kind of the sweet spot for a car like this. If you have more money, then do it. But I think you're looking at 10K to buy one that is in okay condition. You shouldn't go for the cheapest one. Never do that. Then just take the bus, with all due respect. T6 all-wheel drive, yeah. It might be a nice addition to have the all-wheel drive, especially when you live in when you live in the mountains, or when you live in a country that you have harsh winters each year, and you want just a little bit more traction on icy roads. Definitely, it's worth it. But when you live in the Netherlands, for instance, this is a flat country. We don't really have any mountains. We have some hills here and there, but no mountains. Then this is definitely overkill. And you have a lot of drivetrain laws. It also means that, the car is not very economical. You're just burning a lot of extra fuel for not any good reason. But it really depends on where you're from and how you're going to use this car. If you're going to use it also to drive through the terrain, then of course go for the all-wheel drive version. So close to 300 horsepower. October. It's not an import. Yeah, it looks all right. Yeah, the leather is just something, maybe you can still optimize it. Maybe there's still some cures for that. Overall, it's used, yes. I mean, but it doesn't look too bad. Not bad. And it's a seven-seat car. So if you have a big family, or, once in a while you have a family trip and you need to bring lots of people, then this is a great, comfortable way of getting around. So that's basically the video of the XC90. Yeah, it's a short live stream this week. Maybe I'll do another one at the end of the month. I'm not sure yet. I hope I can do a buying review in May again. But as I said before, I'm quite busy. But I just wanted to take the time again just to make a live stream. So, you don't know that this channel isn't dead. I will make videos as long as I can. But personally, for me, it's just a little bit of a busy time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I also hope you enjoy this weekend. Spring is around the corner. Yeah, we hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.